How much space and how many people do you have here?
We have about 30 people here in New York, this office and an office on another floor that we expanded to because we ran out of room. We had people coming out of the out of the windows here. No one could have a conversation.
This feels like a pretty modest space from which to launch a national campaign.
It was more modest than this before. This is actually like...
Now it feels plush?
Yeah. This is with furniture and stuff. Yeah, it was more modest before.
So in the beginning, how many people were here?
In the beginning, there were 4 people, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, and you?
I think I might even include me. It's true. But again, it was a year in, it was early 2018 when no one was paying any attention.
Right.
So we knew we just had to keep doing the work.
When you started, why did you feel it was possible to run as long as you've run at this point?
We had a story to tell, and you just want to start beating the drum as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. I've been to Iowa and New Hampshire 17 times each. Some of the people that I met there, I met a year and a half ago, and for them, it's so exciting to see our campaign go from the guy no one's ever heard of who just shows up in New Hampshire one day to now 6th in the polls. Same thing in Iowa. So we just knew we were going to help lay the groundwork for the campaign.
What's your plan in Iowa and New Hampshire?
Well, the great thing is that Iowa rewards passion and activism because the caucus system is very high commitment. It's not just go pull a ballot. You have to want to debate your neighbors and really make a case. And that's very much in line with the people that are attracted to this campaign. We get a lot of passion and activism in the Yang Gang.
What's the bar for you in Iowa and New Hampshire to stay in the race, do you think?
I think that we need to exceed expectations, and I'm certain we will do just that because the press has set relatively low expectations for us at every level. Mm-hmm. So when we finish among the top candidates in Iowa and New Hampshire, we're going to end up being the story, probably even more than some of the folks that have been frontrunners the whole time. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the headlines nationwide? Andrew Yang finishes 2nd in Iowa, or Andrew Yang finishes 1st in New Hampshire.
Obviously, you imagined it.
Yeah, I just said it. So but then if you imagine what the headlines will be, people will be like, how did that happen? Yeah. And then you'll see our campaign just continue to grow as people wake up to the possibility that we can do this for ourselves.
Yeah. If for some reason you were not to get the nomination, would you consider it?
For some reason. Sorry.
You're laughing.
I know, I like the cordiality.
Would you consider a third-party candidacy?
My job is to help get Donald Trump out of office, and I would do nothing that would increase the odds of him sticking around. Mm-hmm. And I think a third-party candidacy would do just that.
So that's not an option?
I will do nothing that would help Donald Trump remain in office.
If you don't prevail, is it enough that you've brought the idea of a freedom dividend into the conversation?
Well, I'm a problem solver, and so drawing attention to a problem is helpful, but solving the problem is much, much more helpful. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be happy when we pass the freedom dividend and get this done. Mm-hmm. If we pass the freedom dividend and I'm not president, I will still be thrilled. But I will not be thrilled if it's like, oh, people are talking about it. I mean, talk is cheap. We got to take action.
What do you got up here?
Oh, these are fun dated headlines about the trajectory of the race. So when we started in early 2018, I was a longer than long shot.
How would you describe yourself now?
I'd describe myself as 6th in climbing. And then here we have, I could run at least a semi-serious campaign, so that's an upgrade from longer than long shot. And then here he's a candidate with no
I noticed that. What do you think of Yang Mentum?
I love it. It's very catchy. We should make Yang Mentum a thing. We certainly made Yang Gang a thing. So you can see there's an upward trajectory, and then you can imagine what the next headlines will say. It's like, now it's, how's Andrew Yang on the debate stage when senators and governors didn't make it? Yeah. And then after that, it's how is he top 5? And then it's going to continue.
Nerdiest presidential campaign in history.
Yeah, I might already have that one wrapped up.
So you don't deny that headline?
No, I've said that I want to give my State of the Union addresses with a PowerPoint deck to help explain how we're doing by measurements like life expectancy and mental health and substance abuse levels. And so I think that probably makes me the nerdiest campaign in history already.
Is Andrew Yang for real?
Yeah, I mean, the answer is, in the article, they actually say, yes, he is for real. They don't say that. That'd probably be bad journalism.